Can you hear me? So the only position I'm currently in is IVF, and I'm connecting my TradeZero account right now. Give me just a second. So I entered this, well, actually you can see where the arrows are, where I entered this position. The plan is to let it ride down to either $2 or to the moving average. And it is headed that direction now. I'm in with 1,100 shares, up 500, but this is currently the only position I'm in. If STSS gets back up to the 790 range, 775, I'll be interested in that one. But right now, the only one I'm in is IVF. And this one popped, not too long ago too. Was it yet Monday? And it was one that we played. Sorry, I'm getting locates for STSS just in case it wants to get back in that range. So I'm pulling it up over here. STSS. So this one had a pop, so I would be interested in this one if it gets back up to that range. Disconnected this. But the main play I'm keeping an eye on right now is IVF. You can see I have my trading view connected today, so you can see where I enter, where I have my shorts, all that good stuff. And I have my scanner on, so if anything else interesting pops up, I will let you know. Right now, it's just riding IVF down to the 200 EMA is the goal. Would like to make about $1,000 on this move, but um, depending on, it's going to be, I'll try to close out at 2, probably close some at 2, then some at wherever the 200 EMA is. So good stuff here. Um, but I would like to get an entry on this one. So let's see what happens with it. Hi, Martin. How's it going? Are you still holding on to IVEF? I saw you alerted it earlier today. Looks like the play of the day. I wanted to enter heavier, but I wanted to catch it on pop. But as soon as it fell below VWAP, I had a feeling this thing would die off. You're holding 2 trades. Cool. Oh yeah, NDRA. You alerted that one too. Yeah, when they don't have much volume, they do act kind of weird. Let me pull it up. NDRA. Oh, this one has no volume. This only has 64,000 shares traded. Yeah, I don't. It's a little low. What? Because they kind of bounce around, make some weird large moves, but looks like it's coming down. So for the people that just hopped on, I'm in IVF and I entered it earlier this morning. I didn't get up at 4 to trade, should have, but I did enter when it fell below VWAP and I'm in 1,100 shares. I'll be writing this down to, I'll probably take some off some off at 2 and some off around the 200 moving average. Might as well go ahead and set up those. Most of y'all know this. I am a mobile trader. I do live streams to try to show y'all what I'm obviously trading and doing because I enjoy it. But I am kind of slow with this trading view, so I might as well go ahead and get it set up. I'm gonna do 206, and I'll do 700 shares. Cool. So up about 500 on this play. I'll start taking profit at 206 and 188 is where my orders are. And keeping an eye on STSS. I would like to get into this one, but I want it to get up to my range, and that'll give me some time to do some research as well. Does anybody know what's going on with STSS? I'm looking it up now. They receive a $400,000 purchase order from U.S. leader in IV flushing solution. 400,000, really? That's obviously to most probably people in this live stream, that's a lot of money, but for a publicly traded company, it's not that impressive. But let me see if I'm missing something.
JFBR.
JFBR. Just got an alert. I mean, I have locates on it, but it's already given back most of its gains. JFBR. All right, I'm in this one. Caught the pop. I'm gonna enter some more. As you can see, 500 shares at $1.16. Got boom. Let's go. I'm in some more now.
JFBR.
Oh, my locates are dragging. Now it won't even let me get any more locates. Crap. Sized in a little early because I thought I had 1,000 more shares, but that's okay. Oh, now it's letting me get more. Now that the moves fell down. Okay, I sold out of some of my positions so I could average up. So let's see. So right now, yeah, it looks like I'm not gonna get a fill on STSS. So right now I'm in IVF and I'm in JFBR. So my average is $1.18, and I have another entry at $1.28. Only in 500 shares. In IVF, I'm in 1,100 shares. And I sold out at half the position on that little drop just so I could get my shares back because it's not letting me get any more locates on it. But I have some now. Just let me. Okay, so now that I have my locates, I'm in 1,000 shares. Let me see where this thing could potentially go. These are one of those stocks that's just, I'm sure if you trade small caps, you've heard of it. It's called like Jeff's Brands or something. This is what it does. Just it just goes down. It just fades away. So it's a pretty crappy stock. Um, have faith that it'll continue to drop. Haven't looked at their finances, but I have in the past. They're always rough. They're a dilution machine. Up 120 in this one. I actually might start taking profit soon just because um, this play can get pretty sporadic. So I just sold out there. Should I held on under VWAP? Maybe, but I think this one's going to pop again, and I'm going to put another entry. One at 119 and one at 128. And it's popping a little bit again, but let's see if it gets back over VWAP. And then I'll write it down again. STSS kind of doing the same thing. JFBR. Keep an eye on it. Anybody else in JFBR? Made a little bit on it, so for me just to start trading, what is it? I think I made like 120 bucks on it or something. So my P&L is at 616 for the morning, and it's mostly just because of unrealized gains with IVF up around 500, kind of staying in this area. And I'll elaborate on why I took this position here shortly. If you're in the group, you know why I did, but if not, I will elaborate on that in just a second. Okay, so IVF. So this is, I already did due diligence on this company the previous day because it made this massive move from a ticker name change. We played this one, made pretty good money on it. I think about $1,100 on it Monday is what I ended up pulling from this position. And you'll see this often when a stock pumps, the next day it kind of stays the same or goes down a little bit. Then the third day it'll try to pump again. And my favorite stocks to short are like stocks that are pumping for no reason. I don't think there was news with this ticker. But anytime I can find a stock that's pumping and I can't find a reason for why it's pumping, gets me excited. Because there's a good chance it's going to get back all of its gains. And there's two ways that I usually enter these. It's either on the initial pop or it's when it falls under VWAP. My favorite is whenever it falls under VWAP and then makes another pop up. I wasn't awake during this move right here, and it kind of did that right here, pop back up. I like to, so when it falls below VWAP, that's so if it's a bad company, meaning low institutional ownership, poor cash position, poor burn rate, and has a history of just diving down, then it's a good opportunity for a short for me. And under 100 million market cap. That's the main parameters I look for. Then when it falls under VWAP, a 5-minute candle closes below it, I'll look for entries. And then if it pops, ideally close to the high of the day, I will re-enter to kind of increase my average, and then just write it down. So that's what I did with this one, and up 500 on it. I'll close, as you can see, I got the orders right here, 200 and $1.88. And then JFBR, play this one live. I got this new thing. Oh, I forgot all about it. Whenever I close a profitable position, I have a bear roaring sound I'm going to play. It's super lame, but I love it. I love it. Totally forgot about it. Got to get in the groove. STSS. Doesn't look like I'm going to get a position on this one. Martin, yeah, it's about to be lit whenever I play it. Should have played it on that one. When I close this one, we'll get it. Doing it, doing it, doing it. It's weird. Whenever I comment, it says Justin instead of Bear of Wall Street. That's weird. Okay. So back to being serious. So hopefully this one, if honestly, I might even look to re-enter IVF if it hits the VWAP again, because this thing is just falling. And I'm only in 1,100 shares. I really wanted a bigger position than that this morning, but unfortunately, it never made that pop up that I wanted. So I was very confident in this position going down. So that's why I said I was hoping to be a little bit bigger position, but it never did that. So you got to live with what it gives you. I'm back in JFBR. 500 shares at $1.19. And then I'll enter again at $1.28. And then I probably should set one at 137 as well. I'm gonna do 136, 500, sale. So you are in STSS? Nice. You play in the drop below VWAP? So still in IVF, waiting for this thing to fall to my price targets. JFBR kind of just have a play position right now. Only 500 shares at $1.19, up 35 bucks, up 550 on IVF. STS is probably a play here. I don't, it seems like it's struggling to get above VWAP, but I prefer to be up at least 50% before I take an entry. So I'm gonna hold off on this one. And to elaborate on why I took this play, so this was just, I got an alert. I have my trade ideas scanner, and it alerts me when something goes up at least 15% in a 1 minute candle. That does not mean I'm gonna enter it, but that gets it on my radar. And I called this one on the initial pop. You can see where the arrows are, sold out down here. I literally said, I think it's gonna bounce again. It did bounce. I entered a position at $1.19. We'll enter another position at $1.28 and $1.36. 500 shares apiece. And so just so I don't keep repeating myself, I'll elaborate on the other criteria I look for in a little bit, but to make sure it's a A+ setup when I enter these pops, and especially the VWAP fades, certain criteria, but I was just talking about it, so I don't want to keep repeating it, so I'll bring it back up in a little bit. And I'll review some of the top plays from yesterday. It was a brutal market, to be honest. Yesterday we didn't have much to play with, but still had a green day. Um, over $1,000, but Monday I was able to pull in 4K, so yesterday was a lot slower. Um, but that's how it goes. We're at the mercy of the market. So, and the market gave us a beautiful opportunity this morning with IVF. So I cannot complain. Didn't enter heavy enough, but I'll be happy with my 1,100 shares. The reason I keep bringing this up is because when I entered this position, I was like, dude, this is close to an A+ setup. Like, this might be the one you should go extra hard in. And I was like, convince myself, well, like, I will re-enter and go harder if it bounces back up here. You see, I have more entries, but I probably would have added even more than these 600 shares, probably another 1,000, but all good. It's playing out. Jeff's brand's playing out as well. Honestly, would like to see it pop all the way back up so I can get a full position. But if any of y'all have any questions, let me know. At 8 o'clock, I'll start going over some of the plays from yesterday. Won't take too long because there weren't that many. But I had fun on an intraday play that I'll share. Turns out I picked a pretty good spot to take profit on this one. As soon as I did, it bounced. And there's never really, to be honest, I'm not going to pretend like I knew it would do that. It's just repeated pattern. You see this a lot. It'll bounce. That's why I don't enter on the first VWAP. So if it's the second candle after a pump and it falls below VWAP, usually, I mean, I'm not going to enter that. I don't consider that a VWAP fail. I consider that just volatility. This is a VWAP fail. Whenever it, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 candles before, because that gave it time to play. And a lot of times, just from seeing this pattern over and over again, pop, fall below VWAP, but then it comes straight back up. So hence why I entered here, here, took profits here. I feel like my camera's too zoomed in. Why is it so zoomed in? Whatever. Close up. Martin, your STSS entry, did you get it on the pop or did you get it whenever it fell below VWAP? Anybody else from the group on? Have a free circle group where we send out alerts, live trade. If you're not a part of it, you should join. It's free. Nothing to sell in there, nothing to upsell. Just want to build a bear community. So you waited below VWAP, makes sense. Yeah, it'll probably be a pretty good play. I wish it was a little bit higher, and I would enter with you. So IVF continues to fall. JFBR is dancing around 120. Let's go. Somebody else from the group.
STSS. PPBT.
So at 8 o'clock, sometimes the scanner just starts yelling previous alerts. So if y'all heard that, ignore it. I'm not really sure why. It's always at 8 o'clock on the dot. I didn't realize y'all could even hear the alerts. That's why I've been repeating them. But I should have been watching probably all of the recaps, but I watched a little bit of the recap from yesterday and I didn't even notice you could hear it. So that's cool. You can hear the alerts live when they come out. So I'll go over some of the top plays from yesterday in just a second. Okay, so I'm in 1,000 shares with JFPR now. So Katie's on, Andrea's on, Martin's on. Cool. Katie, are you in any trades right now? So I'm gonna be keeping an eye on this one, but I'll pull up some plays from yesterday that OMH was kind of the main pre-market play. There wasn't a lot going on. What's it doing today? So this one actually is worth discussing because I was listening to the live stream replay last night because I was curious to know what I said about this one because it ended up getting pretty bullish. And I kind of predicted this. I said if out of all the stocks we were looking at yesterday, if one of them was to get bullish, it would be this one, and it did end up getting bullish. So ended up making okay on this one. Um, I, as y'all know, if you're in my group, I will let these stocks play. I don't set stop losses. Uh, it's all mental stop losses, and call me high risk, whatever, it's fine. Um, but the reason I do that is because a lot of times there'll be like one wick that'll just take out your stop loss and then it'll come straight back down. I got so tired of stopping out of positions and then 30 seconds later it tanks. So with this one, I entered as it went to test this pre-market high, and it did break through pretty cleanly. So I know someone from the group got out when it did this, rightfully so. Probably isn't a bad idea, but I wanted it to break a key level before I got out. So I sent out in the group, if it broke 4, I will get out. And when I say break, that means break and hold. So when I do things like this, it does open me up for a bigger loss. So this is how it usually works. I have over a 90% win rate, and it is because I let them play some. Um, if I didn't let them play some, it would probably be 80 uh, or less. But I will, so the point is, I take less losses, but when I do take a loss, it'll be a little bit bigger, but not that much bigger. I just want to see confirmation that that it's actually bullish. Like I'm not going to just get out if it just has one candle that breaks above it. This one was 2 candles, but anyways, broke, and I'll say, all right, what's the next key level? It was 4. I said if it breaks 4, I'm definitely getting out. And it could not hold over 4 and eventually gave all of it back. Sadly, I didn't get any entries up here. I think my last entry was like 350 range. And then when it fell below VWAP, I ended up closing the position at the end of the day at 3. Made a decent amount on it just because I got some more entries here, but not the greatest play. But like I said, yesterday there weren't very many. Monday I made 4K. Yesterday I only made $1,200. So there was not as much opportunity. But the other play I want to talk about, let me check on JFBR, see what it's doing. Okay, we're good. And IVF is still falling. So the other play from yesterday that I sent out with a disclaimer saying that it was very high risk. And again, this group is not alerts for y'all to enter. This is, I can't give, I can't give financial advice. I just like sharing the plays I enter. So I said I was entering HPH yesterday. And I'll show you why I entered this position. So this is why I entered this position. So I got an alert that this halted up, and it doesn't look that appealing right now, but it was trading like well below 10. And then I like trading tickers that pump for no reason. I'll trade PR releases, but I love tickers that pump for no reason. Um, oh, nice job, Martin. Got 186 on NDR. Yeah, there wasn't much on that one. Or that was a tough one because of the volume. But anyways, this one halted up. So when it halted up, I entered a position here, and then took my profits in after hours. And it really still isn't that beautiful to play. But again, we didn't have much to work with yesterday, especially compared to the day before with even this play, because this one on Monday was an absolute beauty. Like so much range on this one. It was trading 250 and it went up to 550. And today there's another good opportunity on it, hence why I'm in it. Um, but these are probably my favorite plays, the ones that just pop, can't hold, falls under VWAP, and you just write it down. But yeah, yesterday was pretty brutal. I think that was the only 2 plays I sent out yesterday. And then we had some member alerts yesterday. A few of the members alerted some plays. I totally forgot about PRTG on Monday as well. This was another good play. Monday historically does give good plays because everybody's ready to day trade, waiting all weekend. So this one was trading around $9, went above 15. We rode this one down. And again, you can see these patterns repeat. Like this is not a difficult strategy. I don't try to trade difficult strategies. Like that's not my goal. I try to find repeatable patterns. And as you can see, when they spike up like this, they usually can't hold. They fall below VWAP, fade away, hit the 200 moving average. Simple, very simple. Obviously, you got to have good risk management if it does reverse, but overall, this strategy is very simple. If you want a complicated strategy, then this one's not the one for you. But if you want something relatively simple and predictable, that's what I like, predictable. I do a lot. Most of y'all know I have a few other little businesses, and I'm in cannabis industry. I have real estate. So like I don't want to be staring at the screen all day. So with these positions, I can enter them, set alerts if it hits certain levels, and I usually have my personal laptop open, even if I'm not trading, with the trade ideas alerts on. And if I'm free or if I'm available and I hear the alert, I'll pull it up, see if it's worth entering. And if it is, I'll jump in. If it's not, I'll go back to doing my thing. So if you see alerts in my group all throughout the day, I'm not staring at the screen all day. It's just because I heard an alert, pulled it up, and enter it. So hope that makes sense. Because there's just so many people that stare at a screen all day, and just want to make sure that's fully understood. That's not what I do. And nothing wrong with that if you're making money, but I don't have the attention span to do that. These live streams are stretching it enough, but I enjoy doing them. But Martin, happy to hear you made money on NDR. Let's see where. Let me pull it up. Yeah, that one had no volume. Is this you right here? No, there's some decent range on it though, so cool. But I see a few more people hopped on. So the two plays I'm in right now are JFBR and IVF. Have my alerts on. If something else pops up on the alert, I'll let you know. As you can see here, initial pop, didn't get in because I wasn't awake. But then when it fell below VWAP, I entered, and it's going to fade away. I'm going to take some profits at 206 and 188. Unless it forms like a level here. So if it bounces again and then comes back to this level, I might take some profits. But as of right now, I'm just going to hold out till 206 and 188. And JFBR, as you can see, I already entered once, took profits here. Then I entered again with another entry at $1.36 to test if it can break new highs. This ticker will run sometimes though. It's a trash company. Like you can clearly see all this thing does is just dive down. Like but it'll run sometimes. I've traded this ticker so many times. It's funny because sometimes I see tickers that I've basically never seen before. Rarely, but sometimes. But then I see some like these that I've probably traded 10 times. No, you didn't miss a lot of action. Good to see you, Alex. I mean, obviously this is probably going to be the play of the day, but who knows what else presents itself. We're still in that PR time frame where there's a lot of PRs, but you might have traded this one with us Monday, Alex. I don't know, I can't remember, but yeah, this is a pretty good play. But besides that, there's not really a lot going on. Martin made some money on this one. It's a tough one to make money on, but he figured out how to do it. So yeah, not as much action yesterday. Um, Not a lot of opportunity, but hopefully we get some more pumps here. There's going to be some more news dropping soon. So in the meantime, I'm just going to ride this out. Did anybody take this play with me?
AMIX.
Just got an alert. AMIX. It's only up 22.5% right now, but let's see. Let's pull it up. If it gets back to 350, I'll enter. Looks like it's going to die though. It's weird. A lot of these alerts, I wouldn't say late, but usually when I get the alert, it's right when it's peaking. I don't know if these are just low volume pops and it's not sustaining, but yeah, that would have been a good one. Wow, went all the way up to 350. Now it's going negative. That's why I love to play these pops. like, look at this. You would have entered anywhere in this range. Yeah, it's literally in the negative now. But didn't get the alert timely enough. ULY. I'll pull it up. So I'll go over a few things with this one. Let me see what the market cap and everything else on this one is before I say something wrong. You know, it's a small market cap. So here's my opinion on this one. It looks like it's only up like 18%. So I try not to enter unless they're at least 50% and ideally 100% up. And another thing is this has been bullish for a few days, or maybe how many days is that? So Friday.
PPBT.
PPBT. I'll talk about that one more in just a second. But let's see what this one's doing. It's not really up enough for my likings. If it gets back up to, what was this, yesterday's high, I'll be interested. So I'm putting an order at 385 and 395, 500 shares a piece. I don't think it'll, I mean, I'm not confident it can get there, but if it does, I'm gonna hop in. But anyways, back to ULY. So there's a few reasons why I'm not super interested in this play. One is the main one is it's only up 18%. However, it is at a key level though. Look at this when you zoom out. Oh no, it's actually over it. Yeah, so it's actually already went past that level. But it's only up 18%. It's been bullish since Thursday, or yeah, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. So I like the pops, the 1 day pops, because this is showing signs that it wants to grind up. Could be manipulation, could be um, it's gaining a following that's pumping it. I don't know, but not interested in this one. No. For me personally, there's money to be made. It's going to probably come back down at some point, but I don't know when that point is. Jeff is fighting. Oh, you got $1.29 entry? That was about nice. Only went up to 130. Good entry. My average is 124, and I'll add to it at $1.36. So up about 625 on this play. Oh, and Martin, I missed your comment. So you're in as well. Nice. would you play a gap up like RGLS? Let me pull it up. RGLS. This looks like a buyout or something. Why is it stuck up there? Yeah, it's a buyout offer. So no, I'm not gonna play that one. They're buying out that company around this range, $7, $8 range. So it's gonna stay here. It's not gonna drop. But I would play a gap up, yes. But not one that's like stuck like this, because this is a buyout. It's not gonna move. But sometimes they will gap up and spike. I'll enter that for sure, but this one not interested in. And my goal with JFBR, like I said, I took this on the initial pop, sold here, had a feeling it was going to come back, re-entered, and I might, if I stay with just 1,000 shares, I know JFBR, I've seen this stock run in the past. I'll probably take profits a little before $1, but again, it'll depend on price action. Probably 106 actually, and I want to set up a order just in case it drops. 106, 1,000 shares. That's a buy. So if it drops to this range, I'll be looking to enter. So up 806 on the day right now, mostly from IVF. If y'all see anything interesting, let me know. I'm looking at the top gainers now. PPBT. So I have some entries on this one if it gets up to yesterday's pre-market high. This was a crazy move yesterday. This is why I love shorting. Look, this thing popped at 825 from the $2 to $3 range, went all the way up to 410, immediately faded and made new lows. Now, there's some shorts that took that, and because like longs, they never get this whole move. Like it's a cool looking candle, but maybe one person was in right here. You know what I mean? Like most people entered right here, and then it collapses. I'm not saying you can't make money going long on small caps. It's just way more difficult. My strategy is you wait for them to fail and then you just write them down because most of these companies are trash. That's why they're in these positions. And there's some good small cap companies. I try not to short those, but if they're in a poor cash position, low institutional ownership, a high burn rate, a history of just diving down, I'm interested. Hi, Ian. Good morning. PPBT is the best ticker right now. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm hoping there's a play on it. I could see it trying to get to test these highs from yesterday. And I will enter if it does it. Oh, did I? Okay, that's weird. Half my position got filled and then it immediately bounced back up. So I had, well, no, more than almost 500 shares got filled because that was 700. Dang it, it's already back up to 218. But anyways, I had a cover order at 206, 700 shares. Still have 268, my bad, left. So about 450 got covered. Okay, let's go. Let's go. JFBR. Nice little pop here. So this one I'm gonna keep an eye on because again, this thing can get bullish. I've seen it happen before. I'll probably y'all know me. Most of y'all are from the group. I'll let these things play. But this one I'm probably not gonna let play much because this one can take off. I've seen it happen. But I'm in 1,500 shares now. If it breaks 140, I might jump out and look for re-entry later. I'm gonna enter some more at 139. We'll make it prove it can break through it. And if it does, I'll just get out quickly. Actually, my average is 128 now. I'm gonna try to take some profit at 126. Basically would be nothing, but I want to lower my cost basis a little bit.
FRGT.
FRGT, just got an alert.
JTAI.
FRGT looks interesting. Gosh, I can't see. I gotta fix, I gotta put up a shade in here. FRGT. So I'm in this one. Took some profits there. Wasn't much, but some of y'all don't know this, but this is statistically
JTAI.
okay. JTAI. Let me pull that one up because now it's getting attention. Hit both my profit zones. I'm out. JTAI is pumping. Completely filled on that. I'm probably going to just move this up. I just want to get out of this position so I can focus on other things. So JTAI. So as you can see, I'm going to try to get in at 580. This one I'll re-enter around 160. JTAI is having a hard time holding its gains as well, falling back down. Missed the entry on this one though. So I'm going to enter here at 159 and 165 FRGT. I already made a little money on this one. And it probably looked like I sold out pretty quick. I did because statistically this is my worst trading period, 7 to 9:30. I'm better from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., 9:30 to 4, and 4 to 8 after hours because these will catch momentum. So I try to take my profits pretty quick during this time frame, as opposed to the some of the other time frames. So how's this one doing now? Dang, it almost hit but it didn't. So I got another entry in JFBR because I re-entered it at $1.39. So I'm in with 2,000 shares. My wife just made it home from work, so I'm going to go say hey to her. So give me 30 seconds, a minute, and I'll be right back. But I'm currently in JFBR, and why does this have a buy? But I'm in JFBR, and I'm in IVF. A little bit of action right then. I don't know if any of y'all caught any of that, but um, definitely a little bit of action. So that's good. Up almost $1,000 on the day now. So can't complain. Can't complain. All right, I'll be right back. I am back. I am back. Okay. So I am apparently out of IVF now, and uh-oh, making new highs. Yeah, this one probably could turn bullish. I'm probably gonna end up hopping out of this one till we figure out where the top is. So I closed out everything but 500 shares on this one. So I'm gonna let these play. I was in 2000. Um, my P&L dropped down now to about 823, but was able to take all the profit for IVF, FRGT. Wow, I should have held on to this one. Um, that's all right. Made a little bit of money on that one. What is the other one that pumped about the same time? Was it JTAI? Very similar story, but I didn't get an entry on this one. But I'm glad y'all can see good examples of what these usually do. I jump out early these days because um, they can turn bullish pretty quick. But once they fall below VWAP, it's usually a wrap. Yeah, JFBR, it is bullish. Glad I closed out of everything besides a few positions. When it gets to 2, it's tempting to enter here, to be honest. This thing is
JFBR.
booming. Enter another short here, and then I'll enter when it gets to $2. JTAI has given back all of its gains. That's crazy. Look at this range. Let me know if you see anything else going on. All out of this one now. It's probably going to be the play of the day. So realized gains right now is 1,086. Unrealized is 278. Is from JFBR. Just coming back down. My average is $1.40, so when it gets to $1.50, I'm just going to cover if it gets there. Just to take a small loss on that one until we figure out what the range is on it. Didn't have a loss Monday, 11 for 11. Tuesday, I think I was like 8 for 8, 9 for 9. So I was due for one. But I think I will still end up making money on this one. We just got to figure out what its range is. And then when it tries to attempt to get back to that range, I'll have a short ready. Or I might wait for it to fall below VWAP. But again, we'll decide that when we get there. Dang, I didn't do the bear roar whenever I close this position out too. Oh, well. Any other plays that I'm missing? I got to get a shade. Like the sun is shining right. Because most of y'all know this. If y'all, I trade mobile. I don't. I trade desktop just so I can live stream. Um, so my setup is not the best. I didn't realize that I have a window that I don't have any. It's upstairs. I don't have any blinds up, and it is shining right on the screen. But I'll put some up this weekend or something. Anybody have any questions? Anything to discuss? It's pretty straightforward plays this morning. Like I said, I'm not that surprised JFBR got bullish. I was in a little too heavy for me to kind of expect that. Martin, I don't know if you're still on. Are you still in STSS? Because it's continuing to fade as well. PPBT died as well. Did you enter that one? I know you alerted that one, Andrea. Nice, nice. Please tell me you made some money on it. 'Cause you called it out earlier. You were waiting for 347. I don't blame you. I wanted to see a little bit more on it too, but no, that's crazy. That's basically a dollar move since you called it out. No, almost. Anybody else? Anything interesting? This is gonna be the play of the day for me, obviously. Oh, is JFBR still running? Yeah, it is. Probably should have closed out all the shares, but that's okay. I know this. I know what this play does. It's going to run a little, but it's going to give it all back. I'm going to enter heavy at $1.95, and if it breaks 2, though, I am going to close out all my positions. In the meantime, if y'all have any questions, let me know. I'm just going to keep an eye on these few plays. And there's not much. I like to, when I do these the following day, I like to recap the plays from the previous day, but there really was not a lot of action yesterday. OMH was the main one that we played. And it also, similar to JFBR, it got bullish as well. So it showed us some pre-market highs. It busted through those. I was going to get out at 4. But it didn't. It never broke 4. It didn't give a lot of it back, but a little bit. But the real the plays on Monday, we had so many good plays, and that's how it usually works. Is either there's a ton of plays or there's no plays. So this was Monday. A beautiful spike. I try to catch the spikes, but if I miss them, I wait for it to fall under VWAP. It fell under VWAP and it hit the 200 EMA. It's like a magnet. Then we had IVF, which I played today. It had a beautiful spike on Monday as well. I mean, just look at this range. And it was just a name ticker change. So I really love when stocks pump and there's no legitimate reason. This was literally because they changed a few letters in their ticker name. So when it's BS news like this, I get excited, entered and wrote it down. And we're getting another little pop today. They didn't have any news, so I entered again and wrote it down as well. Not as much range. And the other one, what was it? IONE? I might be wrong. INOE. Can't remember what the play was called. Let me pull up my alerts from the group. INEO. Can never remember this ticker's name. This one was another one. It was a ticker name change. Again, fundamentally, nothing has changed. It's just a reason for the stock to spike. Look at this range. It went from $1 all the way to like 350, and entered it and wrote it down as well. So a lot of good plays. I had a 4K day on Monday, $1,200 day yesterday because there wasn't much going on. And today realized I'm at 1,086. Unrealized, I'm negative 300 due to Jeff. But not too concerned. If it goes over $2, I'm just going to get out. But it's going to give some of it back. Or it's going to give it all back at some point. But let's see how much it wants to run before it gives it back. I'm not in heavy at all. I'm only in 1,000 shares. So $1,600 position, basically.
SAGT.
SAGT. This one ran a little yesterday. Okay, let's go. I'm in SAGT. On this pop. Only 200 shares. And of course, it immediately goes down. I was hoping for it to. I'm just gonna hold on to this one. See if it wants to go all the way back down. So up 122 on this one. Did not enter heavy because it's not up that much. It's about 50%. Actually, I lied. I'm probably going to take some profit at VWAP. So where's VWAP? About, can't see. I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on this one. I'll see what this one does, and I'll decide my exit point. But I got to keep an eye on JFVR. So up about 150 on this one now. 200. I'm gonna take profit here. Boom. Cool. So now my profit for the day realized is 1,290. And realized, and I made a couple hundred on that one. So, and I'm going to do something really lame every time I close out a profitable position. I'm going to play a bear noise. You ready for it? Let's go. How did you decide your entry there? Oh, look at it. That's why I said I should have probably held. That's okay. You made a couple $100 on it, bro. How did I decide my entry? You're in the circle group. So I have that like cheat sheet about my criterias for entering. So it just met all the criterias. And look at this. Oh my God, it's giving it all back. And again, you'll see that I take profits pretty early during this time period, 7 to 9:30. Look at this. Look at this. This is crazy. But because I've been, oh my God, look, I'm sorry, this is blowing my mind. Look at this play. Oh, I left so much money on the table. But anyways, so I just start scaling in small positions. So that's how it's hard to explain. If it's grinding up, I don't do that. But if it's just a random pop like that, 9 out of 10 times, and I'm not making this up, look at my win rate on Kimfo, it's over 90%. 9 out of 10 times, they just come straight back down. They get overextended. People like me jump in and short. The bulls notice it's not moving up. They all try to get out at the same time. That's what this is. Shorts did not send it down right here. Because why would somebody enter right here? Like no short in their right mind is entering right here. This is buyers selling out of their position, driving the price down. But yeah, I just scale into it. That's why I was only 200 shares. So I would have probably entered some more at 7, probably would have entered some more at 8. And then I look for key levels that if it breaks, then I get out. Because, but no, it's just the pop because they usually come right back down. Look at all the ones today that's done that. All the ones we've been looking at earlier. Already forgot their names, but let me pull it up. So like AMIX, it did that today, I think. Yeah, look at it. And it broke new lows too. If you see just a crazy wick up, and again, this is how I do it. It's high risk if you hold on to them too long, but I've been doing this for a while, and then they come right back down. Anyways, back to JFBR. Man, this thing is grinding up. Did anybody enter that last play, or am I the only crazy person that likes to jump in these pops? Wasn't it SGGT? I have such a hard time remembering these ticker names. SAGT. But Alex, does that make sense? I know that's not very like granular detail, but that's kind of how it is. It's just whenever I see a a strong move up like this, based on no news, no fundamentals, it's 100. If it's under 100 million market cap, um, 9 out of 10 times it's just gonna come right back down. The few times it doesn't is like this JFBR. That's why I took that initial position, popped up, got out here. Um, and now it's obviously showing bullish signs. It's like grinding up. That's why I'm gonna try to get out if it drops to 153, and then reevaluate it, and then re-enter um, close to the high. Because this is there's a good chance that this stays bullish because there's been a few plays to draw people's attention, and you can see right when SAGT popped, this one started going down because that's what happened. So if a lot of people are in this play, which they are. Last time I checked, let me pull it up. How many million shares have traded? So yeah, it's already got 12 million shares traded. So a lot of people are in this, and if something else catches attention, you'll notice it'll usually drop because people, I guess, are pulling their money out, chase the next one. Um, that's what happened when SAGT popped right there. So if you're in a sticky position, I wouldn't consider this sticky. Like I'm only in 1,000 shares, but if you're in a sticky situation, you're like praying that something else gets attention. And that's what SAGT was. It went all the way down to below $4. That is crazy. But yeah, so the safe way is waiting for VWAP to fail, to fall below VWAP like I did with IVF, because that is confirmation that it's bearish. Or I play the pops like this. Again, if you're new, I'm not going to give you any financial advice. I'm not allowed to do that. But what I do is the initial pop if I'm around, and if I'm feeling less risky, I'll just wait for it to fall under VWAP. The reason I like catching the initial pop is if you do it right, you make a lot more, I mean, it's just more range for when it falls. JFBR, come on. That's where I'm at. And I might even close this position before 9:30. We'll see. We'll see how it's looking. So I'm just going to monitor JFBR, and I'll send out a watch list, morning watch list soon. But I still do believe that JFBR will be a good play once it falls below VWAP. But it's grinding right now. But if y'all see anything, let me know. Something we do in the free circle group is there's. So I'll go over some of the top plays from yesterday. Oh, sorry, it started playing my recording from yesterday. But anyways, in our group, there's member alerts too. So we kind of have that mentality. We all send out alerts because I do not catch everything. So same thing in this chat. If y'all see something that looks interesting, let me know. I'm gonna try to get out of this one at like 161 because my realized for the day is 1,290, but my unrealized is 288. So I want to stay over a grand when market opens. So if it gets, I don't mind taking a small loss on JFBR. No, there's no way to get locates on TradingView directly. So that's, like I said, most of y'all know that I'm a mobile trader. So I'm doing all my trading mostly on my phone. I got to get my locates that way. And to elaborate on locates, I get locates early. So as soon as I see a place catching momentum, I'm getting 1,000 shares for $4. That's usually how it works. Do I waste locates sometimes? Yes, I do for sure. But here's the problem. If you wait to get locates on small caps that are usually relatively low float, aka not a lot of shares, it turns into a supply and demand issue. 30 seconds later, those 1,000 shares could be $40. 10 minutes later, they could be $200. And then, 20 minutes later, there's none available. So I am willing to risk the $4 because I might waste some here and there, but I don't want to pay $40, $100, $200 for the same locates just because I waited 2 minutes to get them. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't blame you for being wired to wait for weakness. It's a lot less risky that way because look, the only play I'm going to be negative today is JFBR because I didn't wait for weakness. But on the same token, I've made more than I've lost on JFBR because I was aggressive. I made a couple hundred on this one. AM. Well, actually, I can pull it up. Let's see. What did I? Just so I'm not. Y'all know I like being transparent. Where is it? History. Oh, but it doesn't say how much I made on it. Weird. Okay. But are a few. So basically, I think I made about 500 today, 600 chasing pops, which is not that strong of a day chasing pops, to be honest. And I'm down a little on JFBR trying to chase a pop. So waiting for weakness is not a bad move. It's not a bad move, but I don't know if I like the adrenaline rush of chasing the pops. And that's used to be, listen, I got the 200,000 in profit with Bear Wall Street entity just chasing pops. I just recently started incorporating waiting for the VWAP fail. So it's definitely you can make money doing it, but more high risk for it to get a little bit out of control. So that's why you just got to have good risk management. Yeah, cost of doing business. That's a good way to put it. So, and I should have made way more than a couple $100 on this one because I got out right here, or like I think somewhere in this range. And look at this move. It went all the way down to 4. Could have probably made it $700 on that one. And it's funny that this is the time I live stream, which it makes sense because this is when there's the most action. But like I was saying, this is my least profitable hours, 7 to 9:30. I'm more profitable, and I'm still good during this time frame. But risk versus reward, these are the ones that are more likely to get out of control. The 4 to 8 a.m. pops almost always fade because they're pumping for no reason. Hence, the one I made the most money on today, IVF. It started popping at 4:15, and then I finally woke up around 5, entered here. So, and then the intraday pops, they usually come back down, and pre and after hours, those pops, it's kind of a mixed bag. A lot of those come down too, but I'm typically taking profits pretty quick on those too. I usually leave runners. I don't know why I haven't left any runners today, because this would have been a good one to leave. Well, because my position was small, it's only 200 shares. So I'll usually leave runners when I have 1,000 shares or so. But yeah, I don't blame you for waiting for weakness. It's not a bad idea. Katie, I missed your comment. You want to hear the bear noise again? When I close out a profitable trade, you'll hear the bear noise. Thanks for the feedback, though. It won't be JFBR. I'm just trying to. I want to go into 930 up $1,000, and I'm at 992 right now. Because my realized is 1,290 and my unrealized is 298. So maybe I should, I don't know. I'll just keep it here. I don't like just leaving it on this one though, even though this is the one I'm mainly monitoring. But if anybody jumps on the live, the first thing they see is me in a negative position. I went 2 days, 20 trades without missing a trade. So I don't want this to be the first impression, but I'm keeping an eye on it. So with JFBR, are you waiting for the pre-market high hit to scale? So one of the reasons I like doing these live streams is one, because I like to teach, and two, it actually holds me accountable because I'll tell you exactly what I would do if I wasn't on live stream, and I'm trying to reel this in. My risk management, I would let it play because it's only 1,000 shares. I would let it play, but the smart thing to do, the long-term sustainability thing to do is to just take a small loss here, and then when the market opens, if it wants to get back to this 185 range, re-enter there. Because my average is 140. Not very good. And I might actually close right here. Okay. So I went ahead and closed out of this one. I might regret that, but now my day P&L with all positions closed, I'm up 1,012 bucks. And so now this is the plan. What will happen at pre-market? Two things will either happen. It's going to just tank, and I'm going to be punching the air because I'm mad I sold out. Or it's going to take off. Well, three things. Or it's going to take off, or it's going to test pre-market highs, fell, and go back down. So what I'm going to do is set up another position right here, and I'll do it live. I'm going to 184. I'm keeping it small. I don't want to. I don't want this stupid stock to ruin my day. I did buy, sell. So I'm gonna enter 500 shares at 184. If it breaks past that and then breaks past my 195 entry and it goes over $2 and closes, I'm getting out. But there's a good chance it's going to fail and come back down. Appreciate it. AB, is this Adrian? Are you in the group? I just don't, all it says is AB. But yeah, appreciate it. That was a pretty good cover because it did bounce right after that. And to elaborate on that, so I like to hold them to the 200 moving average, but see, $2 is a key psychological level, like two, three, $1. So I try to take profits at these key levels because if it bounces, it's usually at one of these levels, if that makes sense. I know I talk about some things that a lot of other people don't talk about, but these are things that I've just noticed. Like I don't use a lot of indicators, but I do focus on like key levels like that. Cool. Got a lot of people from the group in here today. Love it, love it, love it. Adrian, have you taken any positions today? There's been some opportunities, but mostly these weird pops. In my group, we mostly talk about like the VWAP fades and stuff, but I love playing these pops. Turned out that was a pretty good exit too, because I think, again, just because of history, I've seen JFBR run, but we all know what's going to happen. This is what this stock does. It just tanks. So at some point, it's going to continue to tank because that's what these trash companies do. You know, just since December, it was up here in the $4 range. Now it is, you know, in this, it was trading for 80 cents or 60 cents. So we know what's going to happen with this stock. It's going to go back down. So that's why sometimes I let them play a lot because I know it's going to come back down. But it's about surviving it until it comes back down. So you can't get in too heavy, too early, or if it does happen to go to 5 and you got in too heavy, too early, you can, you know, you can blow up your account. So STSS and IVF so far, nice. Those are two good ones. But both those played out nice. Cool, 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 cool. So I'm probably going to send out a watch list for my circle group. So if I'm not talking the next 5 minutes, that is why. But feel free to share anything you see that might be interesting. Yeah, JFBR is making me a little nervous. I'm not in it anymore, but I might not even, because again, it's like grinding up. That's what I don't like. I like the big moves up, not the slow grind up. So I'm actually probably gonna take this position off. I'll enter if it tries to break $2. I got a position at 195. A good call, Adrian. And there's still a good chance that when the market opens, it just tanks. But it is looking pretty bullish right now. It's not a lot for the watch list this morning. I'm trying to think. what else to put on it? That's another reason that it scares me a little bit too, JFBR, is because there's not a lot moving this morning. So it could get a lot of the attention. For all of y'all that's in the circle group, not much on the watch list today. My eyes are going to be on JFBR. Yeah, you picked the wrong one to enter, Katie. The JFBR. But this is a odds game. You know, you just play in the odds. That's why I enter. That's why I enter a decent amount of trades each morning. I know that's not everyone's strategy, but I don't like to enter too heavy in any position. Just a bunch of, maybe I shouldn't say a bunch. They have to at least be a B setup where I enter, but B plus setup. But I know some people just trade like one ticker a day, or they go days without trading. It works for some people, but um, I kind of enter like a bunch of small positions. I did want to go heavier on IVF. I remember having this thought this morning. I was like, "You're going to regret going only doing 1,100 shares," but I wanted to see one more pop. And as you can see with these orders to add, it never happened. 1 minute till the market open. My eyes will be on JFBR. My only entry is set at $1.95 to see if it can break $2. Yeah, and I'm not too bad in the negative with Jeff because I made money right here, but I lost a little bit more right here. So market's open. Let's see what happens. Oh, good. Happy to hear that, Katie. That you played AMIX too. I already forgot about that one. AMIX. Oh wow, you call that spike? Nice, nice, nice. It's gonna be so hard for me not to enter here at the pre-market high. If it gets to 185, I'm not going to enter, but it's gonna be hard not to. CEP. Is this the one you're talking about? CEP. Yeah, I could see this one going either way, Alex. Like, I'm leaning towards bullish though. Nothing else is really moving that I can see. I think it might take off. Mr. Miles, I don't know if you're on, but I got to share this text. Just wanted to say thank you. Finished with the biggest screen month ever, over 9K profits, all because of you introducing me to the Bears. Um, Thanks for that text. That means a lot. That's why I'm doing this. I want to help people make money and build a shorts community. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. Like, it's not a difficult strategy. As long as you have your risk dialed in, don't let any get too out of control. But yeah, thanks for sending that. I hope it was okay to share that if you're on. I'm honestly surprised I'm not seeing more spastic movement. I thought this thing would either shoot up or dive down. NTRB, somebody mentioned that one in the chat. Yeah, that's not a bad little move. I'm gonna pull it up on my mobile. Yeah, it's still only up 24% though. Well, because it dived down some already. I think it just halted down. Did it halt down? Yeah, this one just doesn't have any volume. But yeah, no, it's a good. That spike wasn't bad because look, I mean, if you would have called it, it's already back down in the sixes. Yeah, it halted down. So, yeah, no, good call. I didn't have time to enter it, but that was a nice little. That's a good example of how they just pop and then come down. I think Martin played NTRB earlier, made some money off of it. Like seeing people in the group making money though. It's good.
IVF.
IVF just got an alert. It's popping. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I entered 400 shares at this VWAP test. We'll enter 300 more at 269 because I think it's going to fail. It's not going to hold over VWAP, I don't think. It'll probably pull some tension away from JFBR if it does, though. Um, Small position. I just think it's going to fail this VWAP. And it is.
IVF.
Looking like it. Thanks for the heads up on IVF. See, what did I say? It pulled the attention away. If this closes under VWAP, I might look for an entry. Honestly, didn't get the best fill. I wish I would have got filled up here, but that's all right. So I would like to see JFBR close under $1.50, to be honest. That'll give me a lot of confidence. Entered a position a little early and a little heavier than I wanted. I'll admit it. But I think this is going to fail. Ooh, I got my entry on IVF. So I'm in 500 shares. Technically, it hasn't closed yet under VWAP, but I'm in 500 shares at $1.45 on Jeff. We'll re-enter if it gets to 183. All right, so 179. I'm going to enter 500 shares. Oh, Jesus Christ. Did I press the wrong thing? No, I pressed cover, but TradeZero knew what I wanted. It didn't send the order through. So anyways, I have a short at, so I entered right here at 145. It closed below VWAP. That's the bearish confirmation. If it wants to pop again, I'll enter 500 more shares at $1.79. And if it wants to try to bust through $2, I have 1,000 shares at $1.95. And I will exit if it breaks 2. I'm in 700 shares at an average of 260 on IVF. Alex, okay, me and you both got in probably similar then. There is a chance this thing could pop again. That's why I'm going to enter, but it could keep falling. So keep an eye on it. And as you can see, I have entries all the way up for IVF. So if it wants to get to 289, I'll enter. If it gets to 298, 319, I'll enter. Turned out to be pretty exciting. I would have liked to see this candle not close above VWAP, but far from concerned. I'm not concerned, but I would like to see it fall back under VWAP soon.
IVF.
So now it's looking like it's trying to break VWAP, but let's see. Sorry, I keep bouncing back and forth. Both these plays should pull it up so I can look at them both at once. Happy to hear you're in the money now, Katie. You held on through JFBR. Neither one of these are making very decisive moves, so I don't think IVF is going to get bullish. I'm not concerned about this one. And I know that's a bold to say that, but I think it's going to fail. I'm very confident about that.
IVF.
And as soon as I said that, it failed. But JFBR, I can see this one bouncing back a little bit. So only in 500 shares. That's why I'm in much smaller position. FRGT is starting to go up. Adrian said in the comments. Yep. And I have entries ready for it if it does. 159 and 165. Thanks for putting that on my radar. JFBR in the money now. 143. But IVF is fighting though. It does not want to fall below VWAP. It's kind of crazy actually. Like the first 15 minutes is the most volatile, and it gets to these levels and it just kind of stays there. Like even this, usually it's either a clean break of VWAP or it fails. ULY, I'm not interested in ULY. It's been bullish for days. Yeah, it's not a bad move, but this is the part I don't like, how it's been bullish for days. But yeah, no, it'll probably come down from there though. Probably not a bad entry, but I'm not interested right now. But somebody will probably make some money on this one. I'll probably stop live streaming around 10. I got some obligations after 10. So I'll stay on another 10, 15 minutes.
CNF.
CNF. Just got an alert for CNF. Let's see what's going on there. I can't trade it until it gets over $1, but this one might be interesting. Keep an eye on that one.
IVF.
I don't know why I keep getting alerts for IVF. It's not making a 15% move. Because that's how my trade ideas is programmed. 15% move in 1 minute is when I get the alert. Or more, obviously, 15% or more. TFBR doesn't know what it wants to do either. And there's a good chance that one of these will tank and then the other one will go up. So just be aware. They both could tank, but if one tanks, there's a chance that the other one might gain attention.
IVF.
I have no idea why. Oh, I have two alerts. I know why it keeps saying IVF. It's because I have one that if they fall under VWAP, it lets me know. Makes sense. Totally forgot. That's a new setup I have. Or a new alert. So it's probably about to make, it's probably going to say it again in a second. So I got one, see there's one more application for the circle group today and 2 new subscribers to the YouTube channels. Thank y'all. If you're watching, I'd appreciate if you like and subscribe or join the circle group. It's free. Nothing to sell you. Just want to build a bear community. We make money over there, so hope to see you in there. Neither one of these want to give out. They're fighting. I'm gonna step away for like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. And then, like I said, I'll probably live stream till about 10, maybe a few minutes after, if neither one of these make a move. Is the can you see?
IVF,
Sorry, can you see the trades, or is it lagging? I mean, can you see my screen right now? Because on my side it shows it's lagging. But anyways, I'm in IVF. It ended up going all the way up to 315. Nice. So I'm in 1,100 shares at 272. My last entry is 319. JFBR is falling. Like I said, if one shoots up, the other one might come down. Can y'all hear me? Didn't realize I was muted, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Test of highs and immediately gets rejected with a nice red death candle. So love it, love it. Did anybody else enter this one? Man, I took profit at a beautiful time earlier. Look at this. And immediately bounced after that. I'll be holding on to this one all day. I don't think I'm gonna take much profits on it. I think it's just going to fade. I'll probably take profits around this $2 range again, but I'm gonna let this one give back all of its gains. And now I'm in the green. Nice, nice, nice. So in the green for both plays now. Again, like I said, I got some things I need to do here shortly. So I'll be bouncing in probably 5 minutes. So if you have any questions, let me know. But man, was that a beautiful rejection on IVF. I wish I wouldn't have entered as early as I did and just waited for the pre-market high. That's why I sent out the watch list so y'all would kind of have key levels of where I'm looking to enter. I really did not think it was going to make it all the way back up there. So that's why I entered at VWAP and a few other positions. But this is what they do. They will try to test the pre-market high and they'll usually fail and get rejected, and a beautiful death candle right here. There's some longs that are not happy right now, I can promise you that. But maybe they made money on this move up, who knows? But if they bought right here, I don't think it's going to come back there today. Neither one of them are making pretty, like, I'm just ready to see them fall, drop. Yeah, Adrian, I do it before. Yeah, definitely before, because sometimes it doesn't make it all the way up there. But again, to each their own. That's how I do it. Katie said, LOL, so true. One bear roar before you leave. I got to close out a profitable position to do that. Honestly, I might close out this one. I just have a weird feeling about this stock right now. I mean, it's playing out how it's supposed to. Maybe I'm just traumatized from the past seeing Jeff run like crazy. But Katie, if I close out this one, oh, in the green, we'll do the bear roar. Glad someone likes it. But like I was saying with IVF. I'm probably going to hang on to this one most of the day, wait for it to fall back in this $2 range. You're in FRGT. FRGT. Nice. It's only up 29%. It's a little low for me, but it'll probably come back down because that's what they do. I'll enter if it gets up to 159, 165. Like I said, I got things to do today, so I'm probably going to end up just closing out this one. Like I said, this one's already making me, I don't know, I just have a weird feeling about it. If I was sitting by my computer the rest of the day, I would stay in it, but I am not, so. Closed out in the green. Here's your bear roar. Let's go. Let's go. And I hope we'll have one for IVF at some point, but I'm not going to, obviously, I'm about to end the live stream. I don't think it'll get back up to the pre-market highs again, but if it does, I might enter again because I just don't see it breaking past that. And my plan with this one is to close out in the $2 range. And yeah, so up a grand on the day, can't complain. Overall, not the most exciting pre-market, but we had some opportunities. I should be up more, but hopefully IVF get a nice return. So anyways, appreciate y'all for hopping on, and I'll be back tomorrow. But if you're not in the circle group, feel free to join. It's free. And if you're not subscribed, I'm going to start trying to do this daily on YouTube Live. So I'll see y'all around. Talk to y'all later.